No game can last forever. Some may see consistent updates for a few years, but inevitably, the world will move on to the next big thing. It's sad to see your favorite game get their support discontinued. It's happened to some of my favorites. But when you look at the bigger picture, you'll see that there's little reason to complain. Tic Tac Toe hasn't seen any changes for 3,000 years. It's mind-boggling. Tic Tac Toe has been around for as long as the pyramids. But while the architecture and use of pyramids has drastically evolved over the years, we're still stuck with the same basic game. Well, I say no more. All I see when I look at Tic Tac Toe is potential. In every beautifully handcrafted line, there's an artistic spirit begging to be released. I ask you, how has this game not received a proper story mode? It details the blood feud between the X and the O, the cross and the circle, the endless curve of acceptance versus the jagged edges of rejection. An allegory on how X's and O's, common symbols of love, can so easily deteriorate into battle as love is prone to do. The story writes itself, there is limitless potential here. But while a story mode is nice, the replayability of a multiplayer title revolves around well-balanced gameplay. And while Tic Tac Toe is a prime example of this, one of the fairest games in existence, it is true that X has just the slightest advantage. Now, this game is far too complex to change any of the gameplay to fix this. However, we can make things more fair for both players by requiring a coin toss to decide who gets to play as the X race. That way, each player has an equal shot at having an advantage. And before you get angry, I realize that seems shady, but in modern day society, microtransactions are an unfortunate evil that we just have to deal with. And lastly, for our most important change, the one that will give Tic Tac Toe the edge over competitors like Rock, Paper, Scissors, we need to update the soundtrack. Anything is better than this.